Authority Alchemy.
Authority Alchemy.
The show for positioning yourself as the number one authority in your industry.
Quickly turn your prospects into clients and clients into raving fans.
Here are your hosts,
Brian Horn and Jack Mize.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Authority Alchemy. This is Jack Mize.
And this is Brian Horn.
All right, fantastic. Well, we are here today with some really cool stuff that so many people seem to neglect when it comes to marketing themselves, but especially one of the easiest ways that they can really have control over how their authority is put out there on the internet. And we're going to be talking about SEO, even though I hate that word, SEOing your name. Now, Brian, you remember, and probably still do, remember when a business would say, hey, yeah, I'm on the front page of Google. Yeah, for what? For my name, the name of my business.
Yep. They're proud of it. I remember that when I first got the first spot for Brian Horn, I was thrilled to death.
Exactly.
So
and then whenever they would tell an SEO jockey about that, they would be ridiculed. Big deal. Who cares? Nobody's looking for your name. Well, you know, I got to say that I think we know differently, that SEOing your name can be one of the most powerful things that you can do for your business.
Absolutely. There are, Google shut down their keyword tool, but before then I had anywhere, it ranged from 1,000 to 2,500 searches a month for my name. So there's people looking for names.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to talk about the mythology and why, because one of the things you have to realize is it's not just about getting on the front page of Google. It's about what gets on the front page of Google. It's also about getting inside the mind of your prospects, inside of the mind of the people that are ready and willing to do business with you. And they are not, as much as the SEO folks would say and a lot of internet marketing people would say that, oh, they're just going to pick the person that comes up to the top of Google. I think we know that that's not true.
Absolutely.
Right? People go a little bit deeper than that. And, I really discovered this. And I got to say, I was one of those guys, 5 years ago that when somebody would say, I get on the front page of Google or the search engines for my name, I'd like, big deal. Until I had a client of mine that came to me and he required millions, tens of millions of dollars in business lines of credits, relationships with banks for his business. And he came to me and said, Jack, I'm not necessarily, concerned about customers, although this would be great, but I want to make sure that when the bankers look up my name, they see that I'm up to some good stuff.
Absolutely.
And I thought for a minute, like, wait a minute, you want me to SEO your name? Well, that's an unusual request, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the day that it dawned on me. This is really powerful because it's not just consumers. And we'll talk about the way that consumers are looking for this stuff, but we're talking about your vendors. We're talking about potential partners. We're talking about your creditors are oftentimes looking you up. If you're a professional, even if you're on the job search, you look at how many people are Googling. I think Googling has become a verb, hasn't it? Is it an official verb?
It's an official verb.
And that is the level of due diligence. That's almost the first due diligence, people. So when we talk about SEO in your name, let's think about this. When someone goes and Googles the term, if you're a chiropractor or you're a personal injury attorney and someone's looking for, car accident, if you are a fitness professional and someone's looking for a personal fitness coach, after they find you on the front page of Google, well, what else are they going to find?
A bunch of other people just like you.
That's right. 7 to 10 of your competitors. And why are they going to pick you? That's the next thing you have to do. Why are they going to pick you? So that's the importance. And I want to make sure to really stress the importance of SEO on your name. Really focus on that. People spend thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars on SEO, on pay-per-click for keyword terms, and completely neglect the fact that after people find them, the next thing they're going to do is, well, let me dig into and see between these 5 people that I'm considering, which one should I actually go further with? Can you think of any other reasons of why it's important to stress that? Because I really think that so many people miss that, neglect that.
Like you said, for potential clients looking you up or customers doing that extra research, because a lot of times what will show up are say just one of your website might show up, or another social media page might show up, and that's fine. But we're going to talk about some other stuff later in the show that really is about SOing for your name, of really controlling what people see there so you can see them. Because if they just find your Facebook page, so what? That's not going to make them pick you over the other personal injury attorney. But if some of these things we're going to talk about, they see that, you're going to be a clear winner instantly.
And you said the word right there, control. Control. This is something you truly have probably the most control over on any form of
Right.
internet marketing or SEO, or controlling what people find about you online, is when they Google your name. And if everyone right now will kind of take off their marketing hats and put on their consumer hats, and when you look for someone online, when you're looking for a product or service you're ready to buy, you find those, and especially if it's a high end, if it's something that really, if you're looking for a divorce attorney, I think you might look a little deeper than who's number one on Google, right? And here's something that other people don't consider. Some people don't consider is they may not even found you on Google. They may have been referred to you by someone else. They may have seen, your business card. They may have heard someone talking about you, and they're going to go Google your name and find out.
That's the first time they see you.
Exactly, and that's the first time you see you, and you need to make that impression. That's your time that you can create that tipping point for them to pick you. Right. So let's talk about. One
other thing that reason this is so important is because the person at that stage, after they've, say, Googled personal injury attorneys, after they've chosen you and two other people as their choice amongst everybody else, they're going to this next stage. They're very, very far along in the buying process. So if you can win them there, you got to. That's the easiest time to get them over, because they're not a brand new person. They're not somebody just saying, "Well, I'm just going to think about maybe getting a divorce. Let me see what divorce attorneys cost." They're just going to go, "I'm going to hire a divorce attorney. I've found the ones I like. I'm just going to pick one more out of these last three people."
That's it. Purchase-driven consumer. They're purchase-driven. They're ready to engage. All they're trying to do is figure out which one should I choose.
Yeah, this is letting you just put the final nail in the coffin and get them as your client. Not sure if that was the right metaphor to use.
Well, it depends. If you're looking for a funeral home, maybe, I don't know. So let's talk about some easy things that
Sure.
really are just, it's almost criminal that they're neglected by most businesses, and just about anything that you do. So let's talk about your good old Google Plus. We talked about, how Google Plus is kind of forcing themselves onto the general public to use, because it's well, if you're not going to use us by choice, we're going to make you use us if you want to do the other cool things you like to do, right?
You will like us.
Yeah. So it's not about Google Plus getting traction or gaining favor with the public. It's Google forcing people to engage and get involved with Google Plus. So what's one of the first things that people can do with that?
I just claiming your Google Plus page.
Well, wait, it can't be that easy, is it?
It's that easy.
You just claim your page, put your smiling face up there?
Yeah, just put your face up there.
Can I tell you that that's one of the things that I find, especially in the medical industry, is how many doctors that people Google have absolutely nothing there under their name. They don't have their picture on there. They have very, very little. When people Google your name, people want to get some human feel for you. They're already sold on they need the service. They're just trying to pick someone.
Right.
Give them a reason to pick you. And one reason to pick you is you have your smiling face on there with a couple of nice, it doesn't even have to be hypely marketing. But, if you're a podiatrist, your picture on there and saying, we treat hammer toes, foot pain, smelly feet, your feet, foot health is our priority. That right there is going to be above and beyond what most of your competitors are doing. Yeah. So that's something that's extremely simple that you can go out and do, is just claim that Google Plus, Plus profile. And then there's a few optimization things that you can do as well. So so some of the other things, the social networks, LinkedIn is obviously
LinkedIn. That's what I was going to say. That's I think one of the best ones, because it is a business oriented one. You're not going to have pictures of you going out drinking with friends, or have you in your bathing suit by the pool with the kids. But that'd be whatever. Family stuff is good also, but that's a strictly business one. And Google really likes LinkedIn for name searches. They give it a high preference. And I actually did a course a little while back. I don't know if I charged anything for it, but it was our training I did on LinkedIn SEO for ranking for your name. And LinkedIn is the easiest one. Just have your profile 100% complete. Get some connections and just keep connecting with people to you at least over 500, and then get some backlinks. You can go to Fiverr and buy a couple backlink jobs. Get a backlink pyramid or a link wheel, and you're going to rank for your name for just about any name. I did this for. I was charging people $47 to do it for them for a little as a test, and we got some tough names. One was. I think what was Seth Green, that we pushed it past the actor Seth Green a guy Seth Green.
No, that's the thing. One, minimum effective dose. You know, if your name is Harry Kiki Doodle Loomis, go ahead and try it without the extra.
You might be okay.
Chances are. So give it a shot. But just go ahead and Google your name right now and see what comes up. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Google your name. What comes up? Is that what you want to come up? Because that's what you have control over. And not just is that what you want to come up, remember, nothing's neutral here. All right? There is no neutral reputation. Everyone has a reputation online. It could be good. It could be bad. Maybe it's neutral. You have control. You can control what people are seeing about you. So why not make it see some really good stuff? And not just LinkedIn, even a lot of the local directories. You have the merchant circles. And just doing any Google, search on your name or your business name, you're going to find all kind of people that put you in their directories. You can claim those and make sure that they have some good stuff about you. And that right there goes a long way in at least giving some people beyond the sterile directory listings that they're going to find anyway. So let's go beyond that and think about really creating authority. So forget about just claiming those and optimizing them and putting your face on there and that, that compelling message or marketing message. Let's talk about authority. What can you do for creating authority on your name when people are looking you up?
Well, some of the things we talked about in the last episode was a hack from the last episode of creating contributor accounts on CNN so you can publish your own content. You could do that the same way. So when somebody searches for your name, they will see your iReport CNN page or your CNN contributor page and see that you are maybe a weekly contributor to CNN, or that you have done some articles for CNN. And if just put yourself in the mind of the buyer. If they're researching everybody else and they show up like a couple local directories or just their about page and maybe some other and some other article where it's clearly not talking about them, and they come to yours, and one of the top results is your page on CNN where you're talking about as an expert on the topic of your business. You're gonna win. You're gonna impress them.
Oh, that is, and that's why a lot of times this stuff isn't one and done. Last week we talked about the Anatomy of Authority press release, and really, I guess we should have titled that Anatomy of an Authority press release, because there's a lot of different ways that you can do it, and there's a lot of different reasons that you are going to do it.
Right.
So last week was about creating that third party credibility and
expert status.
Expert status. Yeah. It's about creating that expert status. Now, how about really giving yourself the highest expectation for people to find you and discover that expert status is to get your name inside those titles, right? Of press releases, getting your name inside those titles of the CNN story. But you got to be very, very careful, fine line between, getting flagged for marketing and it being a true news story. So talk a little bit about that, about press releases and the way that we craft them. I know when I craft a press release specifically for this purpose, I always make sure that it's, my expert client's name.
Right.
I make sure that if they're in a local, I make sure the city is in the title. I make sure that their industry is in the title. If someone's looking for a remodeling contractor in Philadelphia, I like to get all those elements in there.
Sure. And
then the cool part of the story, so that when people go to look up their name to find out more about them, they see, oh, wow, look at here's this press release that is, seen on Wall Street Journal or the different, local business journals and things.
Absolutely.
Talking about them, and it's right there in the title. So, let's talk a little bit about that, how we can specifically have some really cool stuff show up for them in press releases when people are Googling their name.
I mean, like ideas for press releases?
Yeah, or even the titles or even some of the tactics